Hello and welcome into the CISM pregame show. I'm John Schaefer. We've given Blake the night off for the evening, but getting you ready for what should be an exciting and, dare I say, hectic, chaotic week 2. Tough act to follow after what week 1 gave us last week. It was certainly no better way to open the season than what we saw there. Hopefully week 2 can match the energy that we had. Now we're going to get you ready for plenty of games across the state. Like I said, great games on tap. We're going to hear from both head coaches and Coach Dwayne Orr and Centennial head coach Ryan Pizzetti getting ready for their matchup. Plus we'll hear from our broadcast crews game as well. But first, let's dive into those rankings, courtesy of our friends over at Radio Iowa. In at number 1, once again, the Valley Tigers of West Des Moines. They got a 20-19 win over the number 3 Dowling Catholic Maroons last instant classic. Jake DeGroat with a big game before exiting due to cramps. He was 13 for 20, 151 yards through the air, passing touchdown, as well as a rushing score. And 3 Waukee Northwest. DeGroat, a big part of the Tigers' success. We'll see if he can complete the entire 4 quarters of tonight's game. Meanwhile, Southeast Polk pops in at number 2. They stay at number 2. The 4-time defending champs starting off 14 victory against Ankeny Centennial. Drew Thompson put the team on his back, 32 carries, 120 yards and a score. They will take on number 4 Iowa City Liberty. We mentioned Northwest, a chance to upset the top team Valley this week and move to 2-0 after a 2-point conversion late in their week 1 tilt, lifted them to a win over Ankeny. In the 4 slot, Iowa City Liberty is also looking to start unblemished and upset the Rams of Southeast past Cedar Falls, 15-14. That was the win for them. Look for the dual threat QB and senior Reese Reddick to test the Rams' defense. Dowling Catholic drops to 5th this week after falling 20-19 to Valley. The Maroons were in that game thanks to the big plays of Jeffrey Roberts and Sam Drexler at receiver. Roberts, the Ames transfer, with catches for 137 yards and a touchdown. He can certainly fly, and they'll get Johnston at Valley Stadium tonight. Speaking of the Dragons, they jump into the rankings at number 6 this week after a stout defensive performance as they roll by Waukee 13-3 in their season opener. Some may call the Dragons young, but they're not afraid of the challenge in front of them this week. Iowa City West is in at number 7. They also joined the rankings following a demolition of crosstown rivals City High, 30-0. It was a win for the Trojans. Senior running back Campbell Janis, he carries 111 yards and a rushing score. All 3 touchdowns came on the ground. At number 8, Pleasant Valley finds themselves up a spot after a as Gavin Barber hauled in his lone catch, a 66-yard touchdown completion. The Spartans now go to Cedar Falls in another tough matchup. At number 9, Sioux City East 1-0 on the year, hops up a spot here. They took no issue with Sioux City North, 38-3 dismantling for the Black Raiders. They get Norwalk tonight as they look to move to 2-0. And rounding out the top 10, Ankeny that they'd love to have back. Daniel Larmy ran the rock 37 times for 241 yards and 2 scores. The senior can handle a big workload, so expect more from him with the Hawks on the road at Waukee this evening as well. Be curious to see how things 2 and what that does to standings and rankings in week 3. Well, with that quick break, you're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show right here on CISN TV.
Here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
Oh, interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New on sale for $37.99 9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Best selection in Central Iowa, featuring poly furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and material of Berlin Gardens poly furniture, everything else looked like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Welcome back. Happy to have you here on the CISN Football Pregame Show. Once again, John Schaefer with you this evening. Now, let's take a listen in from both in a big matchup in Linn-Mar taking on Centennial. We catch up with Dwayne Orr and head coach Ryan Pizzetti for the Centennial Jaguars right now.
Here on the Pregame Show on CISN, Paul, coach at Linn-Mar. Coach, first year for the Lions as head coaching, but getting back into that swing on a Friday night as the head guy, how was that for you?
Yeah, well, super exciting. I can't tell you that it's quite a bit different than it was when I started 39 years ago, and I have been out of it for a few years while my son was playing both in high school and in college. So I had the opportunity to come back and be on the sideline and experience Friday Night Lights with a terrific group of kids and an absolutely awesome group of coaches that I've been able to assemble was really a thrill.
I'm guessing this hasn't changed, but do you believe the whole teams get better from week 1 to week 2, and do you think that's what's on store for you this week?
We talked about that certainly in our team meeting on. We really do believe that, and that's where our focus is. And I know that'll be with Centennial. They'll be looking to get better from week 1 to as well. But I think that's generally, true. That throughout my career, I've seen. Hopefully, you make improvement throughout the season, continuously. The biggest jump in improvement you often see from week 1 to 2 because you've had a chance now really to measure yourself against an opponent, and you can address some issues and make some adjustments that become rather clear that need to be made to make that improvement. So we're looking forward to see how much better we can be.
Let's alter that phrase a little bit. Find your way on defense this week.
Yeah, well, defensively, we just felt really, really good about our game plan last week and the execution of that game plan for a lot of the ball. But the fact we caused 3 turnovers, we stopped our opponent on 2 fourth down attempts. So you really consider those turnovers as well. And our tackling could be more crisp. It could be more clean. So we've worked on that earlier this week, but we feel like we've got some pieces there on defense that can cause other teams problems, and we're building around. We sharpen tackling a little bit, and we like the chances that our defense can give us. Is still trying to find their legs.
Always an improvement to be made. Always another drill to run, and appreciate your time, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Coach of the Centennial Jaguars last week. Okay, let's just see if you subscribe to this week 1 to week 2 improvement thing.
Oh, absolutely. There's been some changes made on our team and sharpened some things up that didn't go our way last Friday, and looking forward to playing Linn-Mar.
One last thing that you wanted to address this week in practice.
Oh, you know what? It's first game. You always think you're prepared, but deep down there's going to be some things that happen, and there are some catastrophic failures on our end that can't happen in a big game like that. Hey, you got to accept it. You got to move on.
The offense is some work in progress. Where'd you see this week improvements?
You know what? Changes I feel, and as we go forward, we need to make sure we sharpen things up and play better.
J.J. Morgan.
Outstanding. You know what? Whenever you average 12 yards carry against a team like that, I mean, he's one of the most dynamic offensive players we have, and because of that.
Offensive line, how did they play?
You know what? There's a lot of guys that played up front, and at times they played really well, and we just need to make sure consistency is the key with those. Oh, outstanding! That was a bright spot for us. They, you know, with Southeast Polk returning, I think they had 8 guys that played on 240 yards. So that's something to build on. Against Polk, you know, don't give big plays, and they didn't. You know, bend but don't break. You know, Southeast Polk didn't make a lot of, and you know, it showed. You know, whenever you can have a 19-play drive and finish, that's quality. But I do feel our defense did the job.
Linmar's a team that has their own sets of challenges trying to move the football. What have opportunities?
You know, they're a different team. They graduated off team, and they're new. You know, I think they went through a lot of the growing game one offense, and they'll be much improved.
Last for you, what would be considered? I mean, obviously a victory on the board, but
sharpen things up, play fast, get things done.
All right, so Pizzetti, co-head coach of the Centennial Jaguars, the pregame after this on CIML.
As always, a big thank you to our coaches who join us for these pregame shows. Take the time out of their busy. Plus, we do appreciate the time they give us to get you ready for the big matchups across. For kickoff here on CISN, and once again, a reminder for all of you who are watching at home or even at the games. Social media, even tag us on social media. We'd love to get you some retweets and it's on the football pregame here on CISN. Let's get you out to in just a moment.
It's time for Friday Night High School Football and the Central Iowa Game of the Week on 96.9 The Bull. Catch all the action right here on The Bull or watch it now on CISN.TV. And now from the field, it's Trent Condon.
Alongside Lucas Strayed, welcome in. High school football is on the air with you on this Football Friday as we travel west to Waukee. The Warriors playing host to the Ankeny Hawks in our Central Iowa Game of the Week. Glad to have you aboard with us on the radio side on 96.9 FM and on the video side on CISN TV. Should be a great one here tonight. Two teams, Lucas, desperate for a victory. Tough losses a week ago as Waukee falls in their one, and of course the same on the side for Ankeny. Some positives for both sides, but we know what the playoff structure feels like an important one here tonight.
Yeah, we're not into the desperation mode yet because at the end of the day, it is only week 2, but you never like falling behind 0-2. Trent, every year that I was playing varsity football in my days over at Urbandale, never started the season anything better than 0-2. I started 0-2 every single year. So you don't want to start behind the 8 ball in that way with the new playoff format especially, but we got 2 really good teams tonight. Both of them had a game last week where they feel like they could have won. Both teams felt like they left something on the table. Both teams wanting more. So they're going to be able to bounce back tonight. One of them is going to even things up. One of them is going to be down 0-2. Not where you want to be. But Trent, I'm excited to be here. First game of the year.
Yes, absolutely. You were over in Iowa City a week ago over at Fry Fest and got back a little bit late. We had a barn burner for you a week ago, 2019 Valley with a win against Dowling Catholic, and I expect another close game here this evening. Well, one of the big stories coming into this one is Ankeny, the player, their fine running back, Daniel Laramie, who we've seen the last couple of seasons, physical back, and what a performance he had back in week 1 as he put up one of the top marks we've seen this year at the big school school level, 241 yards.
Yeah, this has to be a statistical error because you're telling me you're handed the ball off 37 times. What is this Texas football where all you have is one running back? Daniel Laramie, 37 carries in the game last week, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns. Man, he put up a hell of a game.
No doubt about it. We'll take a timeout, come back here, and continue the pregame show. It is Waukee and Ankeny, our Central Iowa game of the week. We continue with more in a moment. This is high school football on 96.9 and video streaming on CISN TV.
After chicken.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
DrDesMoines.com.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
On 96.9 The Bull, let's go out to the... Here's Trent.
up the quarterback run. Roush to the left side. Big hole. He's got a first down into the 25-yard line. Marked down at the 22. Pickup of 16 for Cale Roush.
Yeah, so we see Ankeny start out in this right side heavy set, but then when they originally bring Richmond over in motion to the left side, Waukee doesn't adjust, so Ankeny outnumbers them by quite a bit by the time they snap the ball. That's how they're able to get such a huge hole.
Quickly back to the line. They'll hand it off to Laramie. Not much room up the middle as he is swallowed up after a short gain. We'll play. It'll be a 2nd down and 9 for Ankeny.
Yeah, they're going to RPO action. Tried to. It's just good job from the Waukee defensive safety. Makes him think, oh, I'm going to be throwing it to Evan Jacobson. Gets his guy left wide open over the middle.
4th down and a yard at Ankeny's 47-yard line. They'll hand it off. Case Hobb. He's hit at the 46 and should be good enough for the first down. And it is. Good hard running there by Ben Case Hobb.
All right, so explain a little more what a trap run concept is. It's when you want a defensive lineman to try and hit their gap. They think, oh my goodness, I have a spot wide open here. It's kind of like a screen, but it's called a trap. You're letting him go in there to let him think that, and then boom, it's a hammer backside block. Waukee executed it perfectly there.
1st and 10 at the Ankeny 46-yard line for Waukee as we begin the second quarter. Minute gone by. Baker looking to run. He is hit in the backfield. It'll be a tackle for loss. Couple of Ankeny Hawk defenders over there to make the tackle, including Daniel Freeze and Lamarius Clark.
Yeah, Lamarius Clark is the one who makes this play because Beckett Baker's trying to get outside here, but Clark, who is the weak side corner on that play, wouldn't let him get outside. He was doing his job of keeping outside contained, and everybody else on the defense was able to flow over.
2nd down and 12 after the 2-yard loss. They'll swing it out to the left side, complete. Good wiggle out there, out to the 42-yard line. A pickup of 6 on the completion as he was able to flip it out and find his wide receiver on that one.
Yeah, it's just a very simple RPO bubble action out on the outside. And Evan Jacobson, who's the big tight end, we talk a lot about him receiving the ball, but that was a great block out in the open field. It brings up a little 3rd and 6 here. Waukee tried to get him to jump, make it a little shorter, but Ankeny didn't budge.
Peterson on the reception. As it'll be 3rd down and 6 from the 42. Shotgun snap, pressure comes. Flipping it out, got a man out there, complete. It's Peterson again, and he's got the first down. Ball hung out there just for a moment, but Peterson was right there.
Yeah, it's a terrifying throw, making the speed out to the long side of the field when you don't throw it directly on the break. It's floated up there. It gets a little scary. You think it might go the other way, but it's a great execution to pick up the first down.
Pickup of 11, and they'll go quickly to the line. Handoff, Case Hobb. He's inside the 30 all the way down to the 26, a pickup of 5 on first down.
So an easy way to take a defensive player out of the game is simply just don't block him and make him the read of said play. So Waukee takes Ankeny's left side outside tackle and says, you know what, we're just not going to block you. You come crashing down. We're going to throw it out wide. But this time he stayed out wide, handed off to the running back. They're able to run right by him.
From the 26-yard line, 2nd and 5 as we approach the 9-minute mark of the second quarter. Waukee with the ball, moving left to right. They'll hand it off. Case Hobb to the right side. He scoots forward out to the 28-yard line and pick up a 3. It'll be 3rd and short for the Warriors.
Something I noticed over the last couple of plays. We're seeing a couple of the Waukee offensive linemen getting a little aggressive, getting a little jumpy. They're moving right before the ball is snapped, maybe right when it's happening, right when that ball first twitches. Refs are letting them play right now. We'll see how much longer that lasts. Let's see, 3rd and short. Waukee looks like they're going to be in the I formation.
From the 23-yard line, out of the I, under center is Beckett Baker. He'll take the snap, hand it off up the middle, and spinning forward and getting the first down. Good second effort from Ben Case Hobb.
Yeah, that's a great second effort from Case Hobb because I don't think he got there at first. I think he was going to be stuffed short, able to spin out of the tackle. It's a big hit from the Ankeny linebackers. It's a big hit, but you got to be able to wrap up, especially in that situation where it would bring up a 4th and short. But great job from Case Hobb to spin out of the tackle and lunge for the first down.
8:08 to play in the second quarter. Ankeny leading 6-0, but Waukee on the move. They'll go right back to that I formation. Baker under center. And he'll go play action, rolling out to his right side, looking. He's got a man out there, but incomplete. just a little bit wide as he floated that one past his H-back there, Ethan Fitch.
I really love the play call. You go to the exact same look you just ran from, and you're going to go with the hard play action, roll out to the right. It's a double move from Jacobson, try and get him in the end zone. And if they had the time for it, he would have been there, especially if you got one-on-one coverage, this guy of his caliber. But it's a really good job from Ankeny to be able to sniff that out and send two guys after it, after Beckett Baker, the quarterback.
After the incompletion, sets up a 2nd down and 10 for the Waukee Warriors at the 20-yard line of Ankeny. 7:56 to play in the second quarter. Twin receivers to the left side, single to the right as they'll hand the football off. Case Hobb makes one man miss, tries to get to the edge, but it's not going to happen. Tackle in space by Ankeny, brought down by Grant Fisher.
Yeah, this is an outside zone concept where you're supposed to be able to pick any hole you want, but if Ankeny plugs up all the holes like they did there, you got to try and bounce it outside, and it's just a great job in the open field from the Hawks. Everybody comes crashing down. Great pursuit as a team to make that tackle in the open field.
From the left hash and no gain on the play, sets a 3rd and 10 for Waukee in the red zone. Shotgun snap, rolling right is Beckett Baker. Still rolling, pressure comes, throws it towards the sideline. It's picked off, intercepted by Ankeny, brought in by Lamarius Clark, and a turnover in the red zone for the Warriors.
Yeah, that's a worst case scenario for Waukee right there. Beckett Baker thought he had his receiver. He thought he was going to be coming back to him, but instead he just sat there. That was Lucas Peterson. He was sitting there waiting for the ball to get to him, and it's just a great break from Ankeny there. Great break on the ball to take it away.
What a change of events there. Instead of a scoring opportunity for Waukee, Ankeny gets the ball back. Hawks lead 6-0 with 7:14 to play in the second quarter as the offense comes out in the field. A little recharge out of them after the long drive from Waukee ends with nothing. They'll hand it off to Laramie, right side. Try to bounce it out, breaks one tackle, gets to the corner, and brought down at the 29-yard line. A pickup of 9, maybe 10. Good run from Laramie.
Yeah, there's a reason that this dude led all of 5A in rushing yards last week, and that's because he's really, really hard to take down out in the open field. Waukee has their opportunity. Could have limited it to like a 3-yard gain, but Laramie's just too good. He's too strong. Stiff arms the defender away, picks up the first.
Give him the first down at the 29-yard line as we tick inside of 7 minutes to play. Play action out to the left side, complete, short gain to the 33-yard line. That time dumped it off. Coming out of the middle there was the tight end. That's Nathan Richmond.
Yeah, another little RPO action, and this one's a leak out from the tight end. Good reading. It almost looked like a shot put where Roush was like, no, Laramie, you're not taking the ball. You give it back to me, and it just shot put it out there. Got to get it out there quickly. Good 4-yard gain on the first down.
Second completion of the night for Roush. He's got a rushing touchdown, the only score so far. Laramie on the counter, left side, breaks free out past the 40-yard line to the 42. Boy, he runs hard, doesn't he?
He does, and he's so elusive. Is the best thing about him. Caden Crispin, Waukee's safety, their outside linebacker, was right there to make the play. He read it perfectly. It was right at the line of scrimmage, but Laramie's just so good. He's able to make a miss in open field, and this is exactly what you're looking for if you're Waukee. You know you get the ball to start the second half. We're over halfway in the second quarter now. Maybe get a chance to double up Waukee going into halftime.
First down at their 42. They'll hand it off. Laramie again spinning forward, and he brings it to the 48-yard line. Well, looked like there wasn't a whole lot there. He picks up half of it.
Yeah, so we just talked about Laramie's elusiveness. This play, you get to see the power because Waukee's got 2-3 caps right there ready to take him down, able to spin out of things, and he's so strong. That's what makes him one of the best running backs in the state. He's so elusive, and he's just so much stronger than everybody else.
At 37 carries a week ago, unofficially 12 already.
Yep.
And we're going to get a flag coming in during the shift.
That would be... Yeah, they're going to call it a false start, the technical term for that. That's an illegal shift if you want to get too technical with it, but it doesn't really matter. The offensive left tackle was too jittery in his move to go to motion. It looked like the start of the play, which I thought it was at first too. I was like, center didn't snap the ball. Then I realized, no, half the team's just going in motion.
You can shift, but you can't do it in a motion that leads to a potential false start. That's
correct.
What happened there. So they'll look to throw this time out to the right side. It is complete, but a great tackle by Waukee. That is Thurston Nebo on the tackle. Short completion as they flip that one out to Lando Alfafara.
Nice job from Nebo here, breaking on the ball. Had the second most tackles on the game last week for Waukee. It's a one-on-one coverage, and he's a safety guarding somebody in the slot where he's 10 yards off the ball when the play started. So it's a great break from him. So it brings up a 3rd and long here. Not something Ankeny's been too comfortable so far in.
Roush takes a snap, looks to the right side. He's got a man out there. It's complete for the first down. Knocked out of bounds, but found his leading receiver, Andrew Brandhorst.
It's just a very simple concept, as old as time when it comes to the passing the football. Simple smash route. Outside guy runs a hitch. Inside guy is going to run a corner. The outside corner goes with the guy who's running the corner route. You throw it to the hitch. If he stays with the guy running the hitch route, you throw it to the corner. That time he went with the corner. The hitch was wide open for the first down.
4:27 to play before halftime. They'll hand it off. Laramie right up the middle, jumps forward, out past the 40 to the 38-yard line to pick up a 4 for Daniel Laramie.
I don't think this one was a trap concept like we've seen so far in this game from Ankeny. This looked more of, we're going to line up, they're going to line up, we're going to snap the ball, and we're just going to hand it off to our running back. And you see, they got about 4 or 5 yards on that play. They're getting such a strong push up front. And it looks like we're going to have a timeout here, Trent.
Yeah, injury on the field for Ankeny. That's an offensive lineman, Ian Hughes, the junior, 6'1", 260 pounds. He's down on the field, and we'll check on that when we come back. Back in a moment with more. 4 minutes to play before halftime. Ankeny 6-0 and on the move against the Waukee Warriors. This is high school football on 96.9 FM and video streaming on CISN TV.
Really? So
you want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Left side, short gain, a pickup of 2. Another nice completion there, but good defense as Brandhorst gets his second catch of the night.
Yeah, I think this is a situation that both teams will take. Ankeny goes, all right, we're in a 2nd and 6. We'll try and cut this thing in half here, all right? We'll make it a 3rd and manageable. And Waukee goes, you know what? That's passing play that we held them to 2-3 yards on. It's a win-win for both schools. I think they both take it.
3rd down and 4 from the 36-yard line. Ankeny on the move. More shifting over there, and who jumped? Boy. Now, I understand nobody took your traditional move there, but the way that the tight end snapped his shoulders back.
Yeah. So this is why we see all 5 of the referees that we have on the field, because remember, it's only a 5-man crew in high school, all 5 of them coming together here.
And it's going to be a false start. And I think that's the right call. I mean, when you talk about, that's not your traditional take a step back, false start.
They look over to the sideline.
Yes. That was something that he was almost trying to induce an offside.
He whipped his shoulders around. It's a rule that people don't know in basketball. Trent, when you're at the free throw line, you're not allowed to pump fake. Yeah. That's against the rules. So people go, oh, well, why can't we just pump fake? Oh, we got another flag here. Don't forget, Ankeny already has a sideline warning, but I thought I saw somebody trying to run off the field. They weren't in the huddle, so you can't have 12 men on the field for Ankeny. This has to be something on the sideline.
We'll check down on the field. Personal foul on the Ankeny bench. So I'm sure that's something that Ankeny worked on. I mean, we could see it up here that it just was so different than what you're used to seeing. I'm sure it's something that they practice. I'll tell you, I understand from Ankeny's perspective, it's not your traditional false start, but then to take it a step further and get a personal foul, now it's 3rd and 1,000,000.
Yeah, you were in a situation where you were at 3rd and 4, and what was probably 4-down territory, and a running back who's averaging, about 5-6 yards a carry so far tonight. You were in a situation where you felt really good, and now you're down to 3rd and 24. with a quarterback who hasn't really thrown it all that much so far this season, or at least thrown it far down the field vertically, you put yourself in a tough spot.
Roush will be set at a 3rd and 24 up the left side. He's got a man out there, deflected away, nearly intercepted by Waukee. Jay White was right there. Looked like coverage was a little bit slow, but the safety had the help over top.
So the safety is the one who saves this play, because Tavian White is the Waukee corner on the short side who's in coverage. He didn't know the ball was snapped.
Oh.
That's what was going on here. He also got away with a hold because he saw him get away, and he goes, oh crap, I got to hold on to you here. Safety comes through, saves the day there for Waukee, because that would have been a touchdown.
Instead, it's an incompletion, and the punt unit comes out facing a 4th and 24 as the freshman's back on the field once again, Clayton Gardner. Gardner, pressure comes, got it away just in time. High punt's going to hit at the 29-yard line. Take an Ankeny bounce inside the 20, inside the 15, all the way down to the 13-yard line. Boy, that is a positive result from Ankeny.
Yeah, it went from a really scary situation in which you thought, man, there's 4 guys there with the chance to block the punt. Instead, you get it down at the 13. So now, spin it the other way. If you're Waukee, driving, 87 yards with the way your offense has looked the last 6 quarters, where they've put up a total of 3 points, it seems difficult. So you're not going to go into your 2-minute offense here because you don't want to leave time for Ankeny. You go into your 4-minute offense here, where you pick things up, you go a little bit of high tempo, but you're still able to run the ball, then see what you can do.
Baker works out of the pistol formation. He'll hand it off left side. It's Case Hobb charging forward for a short gain out to the 16-yard line. Pick up a 3 for Ben Case Hobb.
Yeah, so what we're going to see on this play is going to be very telling as to what Waukee's going to try and do. If they snap it with about 20 on the play clock, that means they're in their 4-minute offense. If they snap it with anything less, they're okay with milking this thing as far down as it can go, and they look pretty complacent right now. They look okay. All right, we're going to take this thing down.
Ankeny does have all 3 timeouts remaining. 2nd down and 7 for Waukee at their own 16-yard line. From the shotgun, they'll hand it off again out to the left side. This time, new running back into the game for Waukee. That is number 43, Sam Heinrich. He's tackled. Ankeny not going to use a timeout here, though. A little bit surprised.
I think there's enough time left, because I don't think Waukee's going to want to milk this all the way down inside the final 10 seconds. I think they'll probably snap it around 10 when it's on the play clock. They're at 20 right now with 1:34 left on the game clock. So I don't think a timeout was necessary, but if they get a stop here, you definitely take one.
Inside of 90 seconds remaining, 3rd and 5 for Waukee from their own 16. Pressure comes. Baker's going to be sacked. Brought down inside the 10-yard line. Great pressure from Ankeny, coming off the edge as he is brought down by number 97, Cooper Howe.
It's Cooper Howe doing exactly what Bill Belichick always does to young quarterbacks. This is where Bill Belichick thrive. Get young quarterbacks under pressure and get them outside of the pocket. How do you do that? You bring interior pressure. That was an interior blitz from Ankeny, but the pressure came from the middle. He has to scramble outside. Look who's outside. Number 97 able to make that sack, and we see Ankeny take that timeout now.
6-0 our score. Ankeny with the lead over Waukee. It'll be 4th down and 16. We'll keep it right here. So punt unit out, and this is the time. Obviously a couple of different directions you can go, but with the likelihood of a short field at the high school level, pretty much every time we see teams try to set up a return.
That's how I like to do it. You try and block it when you're really about the 40-yard line whenever you're going to set yourself up back with your back against your own end zone. But now when they're going to be kicking from inside their own end zone, you're going to be catching it about the 40 or 50. You set up the return here, try and get yourself inside the 30-yard line, and you're in a great spot.
So as the final seconds tick off here of the timeout, Ankeny using one of their 3 remaining timeouts, now down to 2 on each side, in fact, of this one. The return team comes out for Ankeny. It'll be Daniel Frazee back there, along with Lamarius Clark, who had an interception earlier.
So on Baker's first punt of the game, it was a low, spiraling punt in which his coverage team didn't have all that much time to get down there. So this time, he's going to want to get this sucker high because he needs to get his guys down there. If he gets a similar punt as to what he did last time, that's going to be about a 15-yard return. And from where they're standing right now, that puts them about the 25-yard line. So want to get a little more air under this punt.
just about 35 yards away from the line of scrimmage. They're standing at the Waukee 42, and we're going to get a whistle before the snap.
I didn't see this one, but the far side judge is indicating that it is a false start.
So it'll be half the distance to the goal. They'll mark it back from the 7-yard line to about the 3.5. And now you get a little bit concerned here. A normal punt snap is 15 yards. So this changes things for the snapper. It changes things for the punter.
Beckett Baker's heels are right on the goal line. They are. So now does Ankeny want to set up a block it now? I still think you go for the return.
Good punt here, spirals and grabbed at the 42-yard line, but a chance to return to the right side. Spins out of a tackle up the left side. Once again for Ankeny, trying to get the edge to the 40. 35-30, knocked out of bounds. It's Lamarius Clark making things happen again.
Yes, this is a good punt from Beckett Baker. He gives his coverage team plenty of time to get down there. It's just a good job from Clark to break out of those tackles, and it only gets to about the 32-yard line, but from where contact initially happened, that's about a 10-yard difference. And as we know in high school sports, 10 yards is a big difference when it comes to your kicking game, especially since their kicker has already missed a PAT earlier today.
Camden Ganal, the junior, does have a field goal this season back in game number 1. That was a 27-yarder, as they'll start with the football at the 32-yard line. Man in motion for the Hawks, leading 6-0. Final minute of play. Rolling out to the right, looking. Ball knocked out of there. Good defense by Waukee as Tavian White got a hand on it.
Yeah, so this is a backside crosser here, and Waukee is rocking a man-to-man coverage. A little bit of miscommunication, but it's a really good job here from White. I mean, he's had a really good game so far. I know he didn't realize the ball was snapped in the last play. The Waukee was on the field defensively, but he's done a really good job breaking up that pass there and what would have been a first down, sticking with his man, especially it was a tight end, bigger body. Good job out of him.
58 seconds to go, 2nd and 10 for
That's
Ankeny.
False start.
And another false start against the Hawks. Boy, so close to scoring position. These are stingers.
Yeah, they are. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You can't send yourself backwards, especially when you know what Ankeny's strengths are offensively. They're not a team that thrives in the 2-minute drill. So you got to put yourselves in a situation where now they're back to the 37-yard line. Now they're going to have to throw the ball. Maybe we see a screen here. Maybe they have their 2 timeouts remaining. Do they try and sneak in a run?
Laramie is out there on the field along with Cale Roush, the quarterback. He'll have twin receivers on each side of the formation here, facing the 2nd down and 15 from the 37 of Waukee. And another motion there, now coming back the other way, and it's going to be... came out.
I thought I heard a whistle too. But the referee is talking and the back judge is coming in.
I swear I heard a whistle.
I thought I did too.
We have heavy earphones on, and we both heard that one. I'm sure all the listeners on 96.9 FM and the viewers on CISN TV probably heard the same thing.
Our crowd mics are great.
They are.
They're great.
So they're going to call it incomplete, though. Well, no, I believe they still have 2nd down up there.
The 2nd down is on the sideline on the chain gang, but it says 3rd down on the scoreboard. Well, now it says 4th down. Now it says 2nd down. So no play, it looks like. Nope, the refs are holding up a 3.
So it will be 3rd and 15 from the 37-yard line. Some time came off the clock, though. That shouldn't happen either.
No.
Regardless, across the middle, got a man complete to the 25-yard line. Will be short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th and short from the 25, 4th and 3, and a timeout's going to be called with 47 seconds left.
The best place to attack a shell defense, and a shell means the safeties are not giving up anything behind them, is to attack them right in front of their face and just beyond the linebackers. Linebackers will typically play about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Your safety is about 15 yards. So what we see there? Pass that was about 12 yards down the field, right into that tight little window. And now you set yourself up. The scoreboard says 1st down, but this should be a 4th and 3.
It is, yeah. I see the markers across the field there, so it's spotted right at the 15. The 25. Need to get to the 22.
Yeah, so the 25 plus the 10 for the end zone would be 35, plus the 7 for the snap. They'd put you at a 42-yard field goal at this point. For high school football, normally for Ankeny, 42 is in your wheelhouse, but from the way that we saw him kick that first one, I don't think they're in field goal range right now, and we see the offense is trotting onto the field.
So the Ankeny offense stays out there. It'll be 4th and 3 at the Waukee 25-yard line. Ankeny leads 6-0. Final moments of the first half. Looking to the right side, it's Roush. He is complete. He's got the first down. It's Brandhorst once again. What a throw there.
Yeah, that was a really good throw. A lot of zip on that ball. So this is a really good 2-minute offense here out of Ankeny so far. Now they got the first down, so it stopped. But it started once more. Waukee doesn't look ready defensively.
Looking out to the right side. Got a man out there, but incomplete. Just led him a little bit too far. Looked like the receiver sat, and he wanted him to keep going.
That's just pure miscommunication there, because we said Waukee wasn't ready defensively. There was no cornerback on the far side receiver. On that play, the quarterback did the right thing. You always just go to the end zone. Just go to the end zone. But at the end, if you complete it, you're walking in.
Roush looking to the right side towards the end zone. Got a man out there. Complete. Touchdown, Ankeny. Owen Fisher on the laser. 16-yard strike, but a penalty marker is in the backfield. It's a hold against Ankeny.
I didn't see the hold. I just not to say it wasn't there. I was watching the ball go into the end zone, so I don't know about the penalty. But it was a double move on the backside. Waukee's not getting ready before the snap. They're still talking through their coverage with each other. So by the time they're ready, Ankeny receivers are already 5 yards down the field. So Waukee, they don't know if they're in man, if they're in zone, but man, that hurts if you're Ankeny.
So move it back all the way to the 26-yard line. We mentioned the field goal unit, 2nd and 20 from the 26. Roush looking to the left side against double coverage, finds a tight window, complete to the 15. A tough throw to Brandhorst.
Yeah, that's a really good throw, and that's a really good catch from Brandhorst. That's a super tight window. And for high school sports, I mean, this is just a really good job on all accounts. It's about a 5-yard slant. It's a little deeper than you traditionally take a slant. Maybe it was supposed to be an in route and he just cut it down too far, but now you're putting yourself in a situation where it's a 3rd and 9, 21 seconds left. Was that their final timeout, or do they still have the one remaining?
I believe that was it. Up on the scoreboard, they still do have one remaining up there. We'll double check on that one. 6-0 is the score. Ankeny threatening, though, looking for more, facing a 3rd down and 8 from the 15-yard line from the right hash mark.
Okay, so that they take the timeout off the board, so you are out of timeout. So now we know what the deal is, Trent. You take this shot to the end zone. You take a shot to the end zone here because you don't want to leave yourself in a situation where you have no time remaining. You have no timeout, so you can't let the clock run out. With only 21 seconds, that's not enough time to run a play and then get your field goal unit on. You also cannot take a sack here. So they added a little more time left. There's 24 seconds.
As Roush looking out to the right side, high and incomplete. He was trying to get Daniel Laramie out of the backfield to be incomplete, and maybe that's not a bad thing there.
That's what I was thinking there, Trent. I think that was actually probably the best thing, because if he gets tackled, can he get out of bounds? Maybe. Could he get tackled in bounds? I think that's the more likely opportunity out of the two. So, Ankeny is rolling out a different kicker than the guy who kicked the extra point here, Trent.
So the new kicker in the game, I believe that's number 18, Mason Duvall, the freshman, 5'7", knuckles it up there. He's got enough leg, but it is no good. Wide left, Waukee able to hold, and boy, how big that is. Game, it remains 6-0 Ankeny.
I think back to that holding call that took the touch to the board. That would have put you in a situation where it's 12-0, maybe 13-0, pending the extra point, which is anything that's not given at this point in the game. But 13-0 is what you're looking at on the board to no points at all. This is a huge win for Waukee. And now I know you got 2 timeouts left, but you got to kneel this one out. Maybe you take one run play to see, like, okay, can he break it free? But you're ready to go into the half. You're accepting that stop there. You are more than willing to go into halftime at this point.
As there are 21 seconds left, the Waukee offense comes on the field from their own 20-yard line at the high school level. Missed field goal leads to the ball spotted at the 20. They'll take it at the left hash mark. Out of the shotgun, Beckett Baker. He's got Ben Case-Hobb with him in the backfield. He's going to keep it himself. Baker charges through and picks up 7 on the play. And what will be the final play of the first half. Good action here in Waukee. We'll go to the halftime locker rooms. 6-0. Ankeny with the lead over Waukee. Coming up next, it's the Urology Center of Iowa halftime report. We'll get you some scores from around the area. Keep you updated on everything going on across the state here as we continue. Your halftime score, Ankeny 6, Waukee 0. We continue in a moment. This is high school football on 96.9 and video streaming on CISN TV.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Ankeny with the lead over Waukee in our Central Iowa Game of the Week on 96.9 FM, along with the video stream on CISN TV. Glad to have you aboard with us here this evening, and what is proven to be a interesting ball game. Some decisions and opportunities that are left out there on both sides. A big interception in the red zone by the Ankeny defense. They got the stop there, and then on the other end, Waukee's defense with the late stop.
Yeah, we're seeing a couple different situations where both teams just feel like there's more to be desired, is the way that I like to word it, because Waukee, on their first drive of the game, they pick up a first down, they get themselves into Ankeny territory, they go for it on fourth down, they fall short, and then after Ankeny scores, they miss their extra point, so you leave a point on the board, on the table there, and then when Waukee, they finally drive it down deep into Ankeny territory, and you're inside the red zone, you throw a bad interception. Megan Baker's 4th pick of the year in just 2 games. Got to hold on to the ball. That was one of the key points we talked about at the beginning. And then, on the other side, Ankeny, they get themselves inside the red zone, and then cost the penalties, drives them backwards, and they miss a kick.
Stivers Ford Lincoln Roadshow brings us here to Waukee this evening at the half. 6-0 your score. Ankeny with the lead over Waukee. Trent Condon, Lucas Strain with you here this evening. We talked about the importance of this game for both of these teams. Still a couple of monster matchups on both of their schedules. And boy, what a win here would do here in week 2 as opposed to that 0-2 start. And though plenty of teams, and certainly in the current structure at the high school level, even in 5A, you can dig yourself out of it. But what do you think the halftime locker room's like on both sides because of those missed opportunities and just the importance of this ball game?
You know, it kind of sounds crazy, but I think the team that feels more animated right now would be the Waukee side, despite the fact that they haven't scored. Despite the fact that they're losing this game at this point, I think you have to be excited about the fact that you just came up with that stop. For Ankeny, that's kind of like, it's demoralizing. You go, we've left 4 points on the board out of 2 missed kicks, out of 2 different kickers. So it's not one guy that you can throw it on. And Trent, you talked about how big this game is in picking up the victory. It's not just for what it does for your playoff standpoint, because we know the team can start 0-2, they win 7 in a row, bada bing, bada boom, they're fine. What it does more for, in my opinion, is mentally. Because when you start the season 0-2, especially when you're playing at a school the size of these two, I mean, this is the Ankeny Hawks. This is the Waukee Warriors. Like, when you start 0-2 here, as a high school kid, Trent, you're in your head.
Yeah.
So getting a win here tonight, getting yourself to 1-1, you can take a breath, you can relax, and you go, all right, we're good. We're gonna pick up some wins. We're gonna be fine.
We're going to come back here on the other side. It's Urology Center of Iowa halftime report. What's going to take to get back into that mindset? Waukee on the comeback trail, down 6-0. Ankeny trying to hold them off. Plus, we'll get you some first half numbers and scores from around the state of Iowa. At the half, Ankeny with the lead over Waukee, 6-0. It's Urology Center of Iowa halftime report. We continue in a moment on 96.9 FM and video streaming on CISN TV.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. With unleaded 88.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact with the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your UTV hopper spreader. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
what you're kind of building towards here in the second half, because I think we saw plenty of good where both teams feel good coming out of the second half. Now it comes down to execution.
Yeah, there's certain moments where you could see like, okay, yeah, we're building something here, but then they fall back. You shoot yourselves in the foot, either with a penalty that takes you out of field goal range, or missed field goals, or an interception in the red zone, or you fail going for it on a 4th and half a yard. Certain things where like you're building yourself up, but then it just comes crashing back down. So what I'd like to see more of from both getting those first downs, we got to build them together. They've really struggled. We are getting those first downs. We got to build them together. They've really struggled. We are 6 quarters into the season. Haven't scored a touchdown yet. They've scored 3 points through the first 6 quarters. We got to breathe on offense. Beckett Baker looks like he's playing a little tight. And then on the other side, if I'm Ankeny, I'm giving Laramie the ball. Let's not get cute. Let's just give him the ball. He's the best player on the field outside of Evan Jacobson, who's going to be playing at A&M. But they're never on the field at the same time together. So Laramie is the best player on the field, and he is running through people right now. Waukee, take care of the ball, get a couple of first downs, you're going to be fine. Ankeny, give the ball to your running back. He is great.
Corvée passing in the first half for Beckett Baker with an interception, and through the air, just 24 yards for the fine quarterback. It's been a big part of Ben Case-Hobb, who's been able to do it. On the other side, Cale Roush, in fact, maybe threw it a little bit more than we anticipated coming into this one. It was Laramie early on, but Roush got going there in the second quarter. In fact, through his first 4 passes of the game, he was 3 for 4 for 1 yard. 2 losses on plays and a 4-yarder in there, but since then, he's been dialed in. A good first half out of the senior quarterback, Cale Roush, for Ankeny, and does have the only score as mentioned on the 1-yard touchdown plunge. 6-0 our halftime score. Ankeny with the lead over Waukee. We'll come back with more Urology Center of Iowa halftime report here in a moment. We'll get you some scores from around the area and get you set for the second half of action. Want to say a big thank you to all our great sponsors of high school football on 96.9 FM, including the Chicken Coop with 3 locations across the Des Moines Metro, Urbandale, Ankeny, and West Des Moines. Voted the best wings in Des Moines by CityView. Make sure you check out the Chicken Coop. Also by Diamond Trail Capital for your investment needs. By Elite Eye Care. 2 locations in Ankeny, 1 here in Waukee, along with Norwalk. EyeDoctorDesMoines.com for Elite Eye Care. By Graphite Construction Group. After the ball game, we'll hand out our Graphite Construction Group Hard Hat Player of the Game. Also by Kemper's True Value. Rush Niggett of Brick Gentry Law PC for your business law needs. Make sure to call on Rush and online, rushonbusiness.com. By Sinorama of Urbandale, a big thank you to Andy Woodley for his continued support of high school football on 96.9 FM. By Stivers Ford Lincoln right here in Waukee. By the Rookie Sports Cards in Clive. Whiskey River in Ankeny. Great spot after the ball game for those Ankeny fans heading home. Make sure to stop out to Whiskey River. And by Wolf Construction Roofing online, wolfroofing.net. Couldn't do it without all of their support. A big thank you to each and every one of them for being with us here with high school football. The Urology Center of Iowa halftime report continues. We're back with more in a moment on 96.9 FM and the video stream on CISN TV.
Do you remember the last walk-off homer to win?
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
Lucas Strain as we have the final seconds of the first half tick away. Ankeny a 6-0 lead over Waukee. And Lucas, you mentioned a couple of scores starting to come in. I saw it last check. Waukee, Northwest, and Valley tied up at 3. What else do you have for us?
I'm happy you got that one because that's not one that I had on my scoreboard. So all these games are at halftime. DCG leads Ottumwa 14-0. Iowa City Liberty, Southeast Polk, the 4-time defending champion Southeast Polk. Did these two teams meet in the semifinals last year at the Unidome?
North Liberty? No. North Liberty.
Liberty played somebody.
They did.
Liberty was there. I don't remember who it was off the top of my head. But anyway, Liberty up 17-0 over the 4-time defending champion Southeast Polk. Ankeny Centennial up 21-0 over Linn-Mar. Dowling and Johnston, that's a really good matchup tonight. The Maroons lead that one 14-3. And then the Urbandale Jayhawks, Ames, Little Cyclones, both teams looking for their first wins of the year. Urbandale leads that 34-0 at halftime.
We're ready for the start of the second half. Waukee kicks off and a chance at a return for Ankeny up the left side to the 25, stopping there, 28, spinning through a tackle out past the 31 as a late flag comes in. We will keep a look on that one, but a nice return and possibly good field position for Ankeny on that return by Owen Fisher.
I think I saw the official indicate that it is a face mask, but it's a face mask on the kicking team, 5-yarder.
Don't see that every time, do you?
I thought they got rid of that rule, so I thought the face mask was just a 15 across the board now. Must have changed things back a while. Must have changed things back to the 5:15. Make the decision if you're the referee. All right, Ankeny's going to start here at the 35-yard line. They're going empty. Start things off. When we see it, we see a motion and then a handoff. See if they do it again. Low touch pass instead.
And right up the middle, nice hole for Laramie. He's got a first down all the way to the 47-yard line. A pickup of a dozen for Laramie.
I can confidently say I've never seen this play before. I don't know if this is what it was supposed to be, but whenever you do a little jet touch pass, everybody's flown to the side where it's supposed to be. Laramie instead, as soon as he catches it, planted his right foot in the ground and just went right behind his center. There was nobody there for Waukee because, like I said, they were all flowing. They're going empty again, a lot of motion. We saw a play like this earlier in the first half. Laramie went all the way around the running back, and it was quarterback power to the left.
And that's what they're doing once again. Roush powers forward into Waukee territory to the 47 and a pickup of 5.
All right, see if Waukee is going to note that, or maybe a future opponent of Ankeny. When we've seen an initial shift and then motion from Laramie, it's been a quarterback power both times. And now Ankeny's on the other side of the 50, so their final offensive drive of the first half didn't end any points, but it was really strong. We saw their quarterback, Lausch, really look comfortable putting the ball into the air. Starting with 2 runs here, like I wanted Ankeny to do, and they're going to go empty again here.
2 receivers out to the left side, single to the right. They'll put a man in motion, jet sweep look. They'll hand it off that side, and a nice gain out past the 45-yard line. Near the first down marker, looks like it's going to be right on the spot, and likely good enough for the first down on the run by Cooper McDowell.
Yeah, so they're going to mark this a little bit short. Not friendly spots from our far side officials so far tonight, but they're running a little zone option, and Ankeny's letting their running back get a head start, full speed motion. You know what? Just get him out there fast. It doesn't have to start. He's already going.
I'll give it to Laramie. He's got the first down. He breaks free all the way to the 30-yard line. 3rd and 1. How about a dozen again for Laramie?
Yep, this is just a simple inside zone read. Everybody's going to block the person right in front of you. Laramie, great running back, great vision. Just you're telling him, hey, pick your hole and take it. And he exploded through it. All of the Waukee defensive players were crashing towards the line of scrimmage. There was nobody at the second level to take down Laramie.
1st and 10 from the 31. They'll go right up the gut and charging forward. Now that's one, there just wasn't much room there. Laramie with those powerful legs, though, pushes it forward for 5.
Yeah, it's one of those plays where you're going, oh, yeah, there's nothing here because everything just looks so congested. But the thing is, this offensive line just got such a great push together as a unit. The entire Waukee front four was pushed back. Nobody touched him until he was halfway to the first down marker.
From the 26-yard line, right back to Laramie again, this time a short gain to the 24-yard line to pick up a 2. It'll be 3rd and 3 for Ankeny as we approach the 9-minute mark of the third quarter.
All right, so with Ankeny's kicking game so far tonight, this is definitely a 4-down territory for the Hawks. So there's two different state of minds that you're going with here. One, hey, look, even if we don't get any yards here, we know that we're going to pick it up on 4th. So do they take a shot to the end zone, or are you saying we've had a lot of success running the ball so far this drive, let's just keep doing that? There's only 5 players in the box right now. Success that you've
They're knocked out of bounds at the 3-yard line. They'll mark them at the 2 once again. Owen Fisher, the senior, a couple of grabs this drive.
So this is why running the football can help you with whole complementary football, where they have 7 guys in the box because they feel like they can't stop Laramie in this running game otherwise. So it just leaves man-to-man coverage for the 4 route runners, wide open, easy pitch and catch for the first down.
First and goal from the 2. Roush going to try to take it himself again. He is cut down, leaning forward. He is in. Touchdown, Ankeny. A 2-yard touchdown run by Cale Roush into the end zone for the second time tonight.
Yeah, so they just run a simple quarterback power. We want an extra lead blocker here. When you hand it off, well, that takes your quarterback out of the game. If your quarterback's going to be the one running, you got an extra blocker in there. And since they missed the extra point after their first touchdown, Ankeny is lining up to go for 2.
Certainly makes sense here in the second half, and already over 5 minutes elapsed in the third quarter. Don't anticipate a whole lot of scoring. A 12 or a 13-point difference doesn't feel real huge. They'll move a couple of men over to the right side of the formation. Now jet back the other way. Roush looking to the left side. He's got a man too high, incomplete. 2-point conversion is no good. Ankeny 12, Waukee 0. 6:42 to play as we come back with more in a moment. You're listening on 96.9 FM and video streaming on CIML.
You want it healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
12-0 lead. Squig kick grabbed at the 20-yard line. Chance at a return up the left side to the 30. Bouncing the outside, 35-40. Flag comes in near midfield, stepping out of bounds, but this one back inside the 30-yard line. We normally know what that one's going to be.
Yeah, this one's probably going to come back, and it's just so difficult, especially at the high school level where their safety on the backside couldn't get over there in time. It's a good throw along the sideline by Baker.
They're going that way again, incomplete up the right side. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think that was a predetermined, hey, we like the matchup here. We don't like what Ankeny is lining up for defensively, so we're going to take a shot. We stand there for the defense to have their time. Waukee didn't substitute, so they had center just didn't snap the ball. So now we got matching penalties. We talked about how penalties have the red zone. Same thing's happening to Waukee. But the fact that you're down 12 with just 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter, you're in 4-down territory. So where is Evan Jacobson? That's job number 1. Where is the big fella?
3rd and goal from the 8. Baker, play action, rolling left, flipping it out complete to the left side to the 5. Knocked down at the 3-yard line. Good tackle in space again. On the completion, it'll be 4th and goal for the Warriors after they chuck that one out complete again.
I actually really like the play design there. It's a simple speed outside, a hard play action, try and get the backers to bite. They just didn't bite. It's a good job from Ankeny. So now we're under a 4th and 3 situation. Waukee has not been successful running the ball. So far. Where is Ed?
4th signal? And I think they're going to mark him down, Lucas.
I think that's the right call. I thought he was short. We're still waiting on this.
The Waukee side thinks they got a score. Ankeny thinks they get the stop. If there's still not a signal, you can't put your arms up yet, can you? You don't. It's a stop.
Oh, wow. This is heartbreak for Waukee. I mean, you saw the dance team was back thinking it was a touchdown. I'll tell you what. This is a weak side blitz. A weak side blitz from number 3, Lamarius Clark, the senior. He came off that weak side.
It's Laramie. Stumbles at the 30. He's to midfield. cuts back and knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And boy, Ankeny starting to cruise here in the third.
Laramie is a stumble from taking that to the house. Oh, and Laramie goes down. I thought when he was rent. It's a cooler night, especially for week 2.
Yeah.
It's a real cool night. So it's not like week 1. We're not seeing the cramping like we have. When you're running a route and you're going up against somebody in the secondary, particularly a safety who's playing a softer coverage on you, your job when it's time to make your break is to get that safety to turn. What he does there is he fakes the inside move and gets the Waukee safety to take that bite towards the inside. His hips get turned. He's able to take that outside.
Ankeny leading 12-0, looking for more. It's a keeper for Roush up the left side, and he is brought down at the 11. But
Nothing him a carry at this point.
Final seconds ticking away. As mentioned, one more snap here, about a 2.5-second difference between the game clock and the play clock. Right up the middle for Laramie. He's got the first down, and that's how this quarter will come to a close. First and goal for Ankeny when we come back. Fourth quarter is your way next. 12-0 Ankeny with the lead. We're back with more in a moment.
Thanks. Your car back on the road and you won't even pay. Thinks I'm nuts.
Trying to make this a 3-score game. Man in motion, looking to throw. Down Ankeny! The 2-yard touchdown toss. Found his favorite target, Andrew Brandhorst.
Yeah, so one of the most difficult routes to cover in man-to-man coverage, it's called the whip route. And whip routes when plant, and then anywhere from 2 to 4 yards off the line of scrimmage, you break it out. When you're left on an island, that's just a very, very difficult spot to be in.
Going to try to go for 2 again, leading 18-0. A triple option look and not get
healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than all walks of life that provides opportunity.
A fuel joint.
Third down and a yard. Big hole up the middle. And that'll be good enough for a first down. 1-6, get it right back.
Yeah, so we talked about the turnovers for Waukee. Had 3 turnovers last week with 3 interceptions. Then earlier in this game in a red zone opportunity, had an interception. Then they turned it over on downs right at the 1-yard line. And now down 2 scores, just 4 minutes left in the game. Their senior quarterback puts the ball on the turf. That was a pretty big scramble to try and pick up the ball. The ball just kept popping out.
It did. Everybody thought they had a shot at that one, but it falls into the hands of the Hawks, and they will have the ball starting at the Waukee 22-yard line. Ankeny leading 18-6. Final 4:09 left of this one. And the ball off. Laramie up the gut, falls forward to the 20, maybe the 19. Short pickup, but the clock is running. Waukee with 2 timeouts remaining, not going to use one here.
If they're not going to use one here, to me, that is the waving of the white flag, unless they get one after this next play. Get yourself into a 3rd and 7. 3rd and 7 or better if you're Waukee, then you use that timeout. But I think if we get it down to a 3rd and 2 or less, they're probably not going to use it. Now they should use it here. They should use the timeout.
Short gain, maybe a half yard is all they got. Back to Laramie.
They're not going to.
Gonna let this thing keep ticking down. So we'll go inside of 3 minutes before the next snap on 3rd down for the Hawks.
They have the 2 timeouts remaining, so it's not like they're trying to save one last one. So I guess it goes back to what we were saying just before this last play. That it does look like it's the waving of the white flag. Because Ankeny, you would think 19-yard line should be field goal range. And if you're Ankeny, you keep the ball on the ground. There is no throwing it anymore.
Over ball comes in at offensive line. Laramie gets the run. He is hit right
timeout.
at the line. And now they'll use that timeout. With 2:49 left to go, Waukee use their second timeout of the half. It'll be 4th down, another decision for Ankeny when we come back with 2:49 to play. Fourth down for the Hawks. This is high school football on 96.9 FM. Join.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discount.
They've been dominant inside the 5-yard line. Once they get it inside that 5, that you know that they're going to be able to score. So it was only a matter of time. And it was only a matter of time before Laramie, this all-state running back, found his way into the end zone. It was going to happen at some point. He's been checked off the last couple of times. But, yeah, Laramie punches his way into the end zone. Very much deserving. They're going to go for 2 here again. Try and turn an 18-point game into 20.
The stack 2 receivers on the left side of the formation. Put one in motion, play action. Looking towards the end zone. It's caught. Does he reach across? He does. It's a 2-point conversion. Is good. 26-20 on the pass. Nice looking throw once again from Cale Roush.
That was a 2-point conversion, but that was an incredible throw.
Yeah.
That was an incredible throw. Low to the outside where the cornerback couldn't get a hand on it. That was an incredible throw from Lausch. That's a high-level throw.
Threw it all the way to the other side from the right hash. 26-20 Ankeny with the lead over Waukee. Final 156 of the ball game here this evening. High school football brought to you in part by the Rookie Sports Cards in Clive, by Whiskey River in Ankeny, also Stivers Ford Lincoln right here in Waukee, where my family got our newest vehicle, the all-electric Mach-E, my wife's vehicle.
Trent doesn't get the new toys.
No, not at all, not at all. She deserves it. Her old vehicle, reliable, had it for 16 years.
Wow.
Good news for me, she likes to keep things a long time, so we're in good shape.
Oh, man.
Final minute 56 as Ankeny has opened this one up 26-6. An opportunity, final 2 minutes here. You mentioned the offense and some of the struggles here for this squad. Maybe a chance just to get a little bit momentum, score the first touchdown in the kick return, get something going here late.
Yeah, just try and get some level of confidence in your offense here, because you don't want to go through the first 2 games without having a single touchdown on the board.
Another squib. That one grabbed at the 33. Knee was down on the ground, so that's where they will mark it. No chance at a return for Waukee, as that was number 40, Ahmed Yabovic. senior tight end.
Ankeny has used 2 different kickers for field goals / extra points tonight, but they're using a third guy for the kickoffs. And I'm guessing the reason we saw that squib there is because they don't want to have a repeat of what happened on the touchdown return just last kickoff.
They're going to spread things out here as we see a 5 safety deep look. Up by 20. 26-16, a throw incomplete. Some miscommunication on the outside as Baker couldn't connect.
Yeah, just miscommunication there. Baker wanted his receiver to cut more towards the inside. Receiver thought this was a 10-yard stop route. It might have been a go-stop situation where you're supposed to go, but if the corner's just sitting back in a soft coverage, you stop at about 10 yards, and just miscommunication between the two.
2nd down and 10 for the Warriors. Baker this time, he's going to heave one into double coverage. It is knocked away, incomplete. Good coverage down the field by Frazee.
Yeah, the Waukee coaching staff was looking for a flag for a defensive pass interference. I like the no call. There's a lot of contact both ways, but there is a flag around the 50-yard line, just it's right over on the opposite side of the field, however.
Kind of an interesting spot for
Don't touch the flag. Don't touch the flag, kid. Don't do that.
You don't know.
That's a no-no.
Don't touch the flag. You officials.
You're always taught that when you're a player, too. Don't touch the flag. Because you'll get into a nasty ref who will throw his hat.
Yep.
That's another 15.
So a penalty will move it forward. It'll be 1st down for Waukee, now out to the 45-yard line with 1:45 left. Baker, pressure coming up the middle, gets rid of it, and it's complete up the right side into Ankeny territory. What a hit on the far side of the field. Absolutely leveled the receiver, who is going to be slow to get up down there. Wow.
Yeah, that was an incredible hit. How about the fact that it's a 20-point game with 1:40 left, and for all purposes, this game is over, but then Ankeny, they're still bringing the heat, but you hate to see the Waukee receiver slow to get up like this.
Peterson took the brunt of that one. Another reception for him. He's had a good night. But more importantly, he is down injured at this point in time after the 7-yard completion, as the medical staff makes their way over to the far side of the field.
Some you just hate to see when there's only less than 2 minutes left in this game and you're down by 20. It's something you don't like to see it, but if you're Waukee, you're saying we want to see what we can do on offense. We got to build some kind of confidence, so we're gonna keep slinging the rock. As he's helped up to his feet now, gets the applause from the Ankeny fan base and sideline, as that's the side where he went down.
Lucas Peterson, his 4th grab of the night, the senior wide receiver, 6'1", 170 pounds, makes the long walk back to the other side of the field.
Who's carrying his helmet?
I believe he came over a little earlier. Saw somebody with it.
We're just leaving the helmet over there.
So he'll make the walk back, 2nd and 3 from the 48, and hope for the best for young Lucas.
Thanks.
In plus territory at the Ankeny 48. Quick throw out to the right side, complete, and out of bounds at the 39-yard line on the completion. That time able to find. Good looking throw.
Yeah, so we know Ankeny's going to be playing in this soft coverage, so they just don't want to have it get beat over the top. But again, this is the confidence that you want to build. After that first drive, we saw Waukee just really tighten up after they turned it over on downs. So you just want to build some confidence going into week 3.
Baker, pressure comes, rolls to his left now, going to try to scramble. He is hit at the 36-yard line. How about that tackle by Ankeny's Nathan Becker?
That's a really good tackle from Becker, because Baker, the quarterback, is a great open field runner. Looks like Waukee's going to call a timeout here to stop the clock. That's another important part of that tackle. He didn't let Beckett Baker get out of bounds. Didn't let him stop the clock in that way. Only held him to a 3-yard gain, so it wasn't a first down to stop the clock either. It's a really good job on all accounts.
Ankeny 26, Waukee 6. Final minute 20 of the ball game here. Waukee trying to gain some momentum. Still without an offensive touchdown on the season. A week ago they fell to Johnston 13-3. Here tonight their only score came on a 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. But some momentum building in the final minutes of regulation. Now, if you're the Ankeny defense, you know you're having that conversation too. Hey, though it's not a goose egg on the scoreboard, it's a defensive shutout you're looking for.
Oh, yeah. As a defense, like, you're playing the soft coverage because you don't want to get beat, but you do not want to give up a touchdown here for your confidence purposes.
Baker's going to look towards the end zone. Nobody home. Incomplete. Nearly picked off by Ankeny. Joey Sandvig was there.
So Ankeny bringing the blitz on that one. They brought their 2 linebackers. Thought we might get a little discussion here from the officials, maybe an intentional grounding, but just something that didn't cross their mind. I don't know if it was going to be an intentional grounding. I just thought maybe they were going to talk about it, but bring us up a 3rd and long instead.
3rd down and 7. Waukee at the Ankeny 36. Setting up his screen. Complete. That'll be good enough for the 1st down. Bouncing it outside. Cut back at the 25. Makes a tackle at the 20. 15, 10. Towards the corner. Touchdown Waukee on the screen pass to Ben Case-Hobb. And the offense gets into the end zone.
See, this is what we're talking about. You know you're probably going to end up dropping this game, but get some confidence in your team. Case-Hobb, even as he crossed the goal line and he's running around the back of the end zone, he's got his arms held out wide where he's just going, yes, like, yes. 1, celebratory because you're a high school kid. You just scored a touchdown. Celebrating. 2, where you're going, we got that monkey off our back. It's just something to make yourselves feel good about.
Minute 3 left to go. Ankeny 26, Waukee 12 after the 36-yard touchdown pass as the kicking unit will come out on the field. Now, the last time they scored a touchdown, they had the same look as an offensive lineman slow to get off the field. Dealing with a injury, Colt Shipper.
I think it's a cramp.
Another cramping up. This is continued. It's early season football. Doesn't matter the weather. Get to see cramping.
You're not used to it yet.
And now they'll shift the formation over into your traditional extra point attempt for the Waukee Warriors. Down 26-12. Extra point opportunity for Wyatt Robinson. Robinson's kick, plenty of leg, and it is good. 26-13, a onside coming your way when we come back. Ankeny with the lead over Waukee. This is high school football on 96.9 FM.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
We'll put a boot to it. They got Jacobson also over there trying to bust some things up. There's the bounce.
Pick it up. Touch it. Touch it.
As it goes back behind the original line of scrimmage, covered up by Jacobson. And that's where Ankeny will get the ball. Just took a funky hop, went back the other way, and had a spin that spun it back. And no chance of the recovery.
Yeah, add some spin to it. Tried to get that little funky bounce. The problem is that funky bounce went back the other way. And the reason I was saying pick it up is people often forget that's still a live ball. So if Ankeny wanted to pick that up, they could have taken it in for a touchdown. So that's why Evan Jacobson alertly hopped right on it.
Waukee without any timeouts remaining. Ankeny can take 2 knees and win this one and pick up their first win of the season. As it will be the quarterback Roush that will take the snap. A victory formation, 1 knee down and 1 more to go. Ankeny will win this one 26-13. An important victory. We knew about Laramie, but boy, I think we found out even more about this quarterback in Cale Roush tonight.
Yeah, so coming into this game and really coming into the season, we knew Laramie was going to be the workhorse. And we knew this offense was going to work around him. But Lausch, particularly in that second quarter, started just gaining a lot of confidence. We saw him lead a 2-minute drill, and they didn't end up scoring because of a missed kick. But I'll tell you what, he looked really, really impressive, and he looked really confident.
Ankeny, your winner here this evening, 26-13. The Hawks pick up the win. Waukee falls to 0-2 on the season with the L here tonight. That'll do it for our coverage. We will come back, put a cap on things in the postgame show, and hand out our Graphite Construction Group Hard Hat Player of the Game. When we come back, Ankeny a winner, 26-13. Stay right there. We're back with more in a moment.
Hi, I'm Harper Steele. I am
time in Waukee as Ankeny comes on the road and picks up their first win of the season, evening their record at 1-1 as they get the split against the Waukees. 26-13 the final here as the Hawks knock off the Warriors. Fun game here tonight. Time right now, as always, to hand out our Graphite Construction Group Hard Hat Player of the Game.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the defensive player here, the cornerback, the senior, Lamarius Clark. Now, there was two significant moments that really turned this game on its head. One, Ankeny was leading this game 6-0. Waukee drives back down the field. They get inside the red zone, and then what happens? Lamarius Clark gets an interception. All right. Then we fast forward into the second half where, all right, it's a 2-score game, and you know what? Waukee's right on the doorstep. It's 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. They're able to punch it in. This lead's cut in half. Lamarius Clark comes in a weak side corner blitz, takes down the quarterback Beckett Baker in the backfield, stops him on 4th down. Ankeny eventually scores on that drive when the offense gets the ball back, a 99-yard touchdown drive. Those were the two turning points in the game. They both come from the same player. So, number 3, the senior corner, Lamarius Clark, is your Graphite Construction Group Hard Hat Player of the Game today, Trent.
Congratulations to Lamarius Clark in winning that one here this evening. Great ball game and a great win for the Ankeny Hawks. That'll do it for our coverage here this evening. Your final score for the final time tonight is Ankeny, a 26-13 winner over Waukee. For the whole CISN crew, for my partner Lucas Strain and myself, Trent Condon, thanks for listening. It's here this evening. Now we send it back to regular programming, already in progress.